Welcome, Seeker. You must be the one Dr. John called me about.
I guess so. My name is...
Wait! Gabriel Knight.
You're too quick for me.
Actually, Dr. John told me. You have come to the right place, Mr. Knight. Tell me how I can help.
Okay, that dialogue made sense in the first game because Dr. John gave us Moonbeam's name. In this one, we just took a flyer.
Yep.
Okay, whatever. Fuck it. Hey.
Could
so
I
let's
ask
see what we
you
can
a few
ask her.
questions?
Of course, Seeker.
Let's see.
What's the significance of St. John's Eve?
St. John's Eve. It is the greatest night of the voodoo year. There is always a traditional conclave on St. John's Eve. Most of our voodoo churches these days hold functions in the church hall. But in the old days, they had ceremonies out in the wild. They wore animal masks and had a huge bonfire and dancing. I used to go when I was an apprentice. Sometimes in the swamp, you know, Bayou St. John. Sometimes at the lake, Lake Pontchartrain.
That, I think, just tells us what swamp means. Later, when we see that word, we will want to know what the hell. Where are those marks? There.
Do these symbols mean anything to you?
Ah, the voodoo code. It is very secret, yes. I studied it with my mentor, the great Queen Tabitha.
Really? Great. Can you tell me what it says?
I'm afraid I could never translate this code for an outsider such as yourself, Monsieur Knight.
What if we have a snake bracelet?
What if we have a snake bracelet? Let's see if that will work. It's the only thing that worked before.
Does this mean anything to you?
It's beautiful. I love it.
Well, you can't have it.
Have you ever seen anything like this before?
No, but if you know where I can buy one...
Sorry, it would be rather hard to find one these days.
Oh, well, so be it.
Okay. So how can we convince her? What else do we have? We have the Veve.
Does this mean anything to you?
These are magical symbols. Deep magic.
Really? Have you seen them before?
No.
Then how do you know they're magic symbols?
Seeker, my eyes are unveiled to see truly that which is in front of me.
Uh-huh. Thanks, tons.
Okay.
A large, sluggish snake rests on the floor of the fancy bird cage. Apparently, Magenta is not a fastidious housekeeper. A shed skin shares the cage with its original owner.
Can I take it?
Magenta's snake looks a little sickly, but Gabriel would still rather not stick his hand in the cage.
We can't just take the snake scale. Let's see if we can ask
Can I
Magenta.
ask you a few...
Sir,
Are you sure you can't translate this for me?
as I said, it's a very secret code.
Surely you can see I'm trying to learn as much as I can here. How am I supposed to become an insider if you won't help me?
That's true, I suppose. Perhaps if the Loa were to grant you their approval,
How do I
would
get
we
there?
indicate this?
by using my Ask the Loa machine.
A machine?
Yes. A spirit guided me to it years ago in an antique store, and its guidance has never faltered. I trust it implicitly.
I see.
The spirits often work in mysterious ways, Mr. Knight. If you aren't willing to ask...
No, I'll ask. Let's see here.
So what's up with this? Lever. What are we supposed to ask it? What does that say?
Nothing in
AI.
English.
So we're supposed to...
Can you manipulate those?
Yeah, but I don't know what is going to happen. Oh, Lord. I do not have a good feeling about this.
Wow, this seems annoying.
Oh my God. Did that do anything? Oh yeah, okay. So it looks like T and S and A. That one only turns that one. True. Loa? So what happens if we pull this lever? Trusted friend.
Okay, so...
That's what we need to do. We need to get it to say trusted friend.
Oh, God, okay.
Which one of these manipulates that third one? Do you have any idea how worthless this is? Like, they decided to change something and this is what they thought of? Okay. This kind of makes me want to die a little bit. FR. Friend is E before I, isn't it? Is that how you spell friend?
Now I don't know. Now that you're asking me, I think it is IE though.
Oh, okay.
Or is it E? Fuck, now I literally cannot tell you how to spell that word right now. It's like when you say a word over and over again and it stops sounding like a word.
Oh my God.
The sad thing is we just saw it spelled out. And we're not 5.
Is that an... Okay. Did that move?
This is awful.
Oh, I know. Trusted. And... Okay, so now I've got trusted. Now, how can I get... That seems to only do... Okay.
So it is IE.
Yeah.
Well done, Mr. Knight. You have earned the Loa's approval.
Truly, it's an honor.
By
Now,
pressing
about that
levers.
code.
Let me see.
What the hell was that supposed to prove? That we can push buttons? Jesus
Well,
Christ.
some of it is nonsense, I'm afraid. Whoever wrote this wasn't very good.
That's all right. Just tell me what it says.
It starts with a D and J. Then... Okay, this part makes sense. It says, Conclave tonight. Bring... Well, then there's more nonsense. FWETKASH. The last bit might mean cash. Fresh cash? Doesn't make much sense.
That's okay. Thanks. DJ Conclave KASH. It's a start.
I'm happy I could help.
Yeah, and we
Now
know
go
that
away.
that does in fact make sense. DJ Conclave tonight bring the Fwet Cash, which I believe is a whip.
Want that snake skin.
Could I ask you if you...
Certainly.
Tell me about the animal masks.
I saw them used once or twice when I was younger, but you don't see them much anymore. They're too close.
Too close to what?
Just bad karma.
We cannot ask her to dance, but does that really matter? We know that that's not the snake from the crime scene
Well,
anyway.
I guess I'll be going now.
As you wish. Open your mind and heart, and the way will be clear to you.
I'll give it my best shot.
That was absolutely, worthless. Okay. Now that we have that, let's maybe go translate the code from the drummer. So, where's our Rada drum book? There it is. And of course he doesn't show up until he's totally on screen, I guess.
Naturally.
And I cannot use...
The book contains several...
Yeah, I cannot use the book on him.
You know, I know who you are.
The drummer ignores Gabriel and just continues drumming. Unnerving, isn't he?
Maybe he's not sending a signal right now. So there's nothing to decode. Why can't I open the book and look at it?
The book contains Grace actually managed to find a book under Rada drum code.
Well, I guess this is just another thing where it doesn't want us to do it, so we can't do it. Alright. One other thing I can think of doing is see if the code has changed. Is this the same code as before? Because there are some letters that we don't know yet.
Gabriel already...
Nope. Alright. Well, what are we gonna do? We don't... We do actually have something new to give to Mosley. So let's do that. Oh,
It's different.
that is different.
Hey there, girls.
The little girls stare at Gabriel, but say nothing to him.
That's eerie. They don't even have some, sass. Alright.
Hey, Mosley.
Night. I had.
Hey Mose, I want to show you this rubbing that I made. It's a relief, really.
I have this. Take a look at these notes. They're from Professor Hartridge at Tulane University.
Yeah?
He's dead now.
What about him?
They confirm that the pattern for the murders is of African origin.
This is interesting if it's true. But how do you know he had the right pattern?
Because he's dead.
Oh, I have to give him the pattern. Never did that.
You know those marks you found around the murder victims? This is a reconstruction of the whole pattern.
What makes you think this is an accurate reconstruction?
Well, I borrowed the partial patterns from your police file and did my own tracing of the pattern at Lake Pontchartrain. An architectural artist reconstructed it for me from the partials.
Really? So this is the whole pattern, huh? That's pretty good work, Knight. So that's what Hartridge used, huh? I guess his analysis is on target then. Okay, the murders were committed by a legitimate voodoo cult. You proved your point.
Darn tootin'.
Now there's one last thing we need, and that's to get him a lead on the case, and we cannot do that until we are attacked by the snake.
Well, I'll be seeing you.
Have a good
Let's
one.
go antagonize some snakes.
Let's see if we can get that to happen. Well, I don't think we are going to antagonize the snake. We just walk in, and the snake attacks us. And I don't know if we're ever meant to think that Dr. John did that deliberately, or whether he just lets the snake roam, or... Also, the thing latches onto us really quick.
Why is it so dark in here?
For snake attack
Dr. John?
purposes.
Snake attack.
Hello?
It's a sneak attack.
Doesn't seem safe to leave candles burning when nobody's
Uh-oh.
there.
And of course, if you ever turn a fan on, a snake will immediately
You
release
bastard.
you.
That makes no sense at all.
No.
Good day, Mr. Knight.
That thing just tried to kill me.
He did. I am sorry. The museum is closed today, you see. We were not expecting visitors. But if you will excuse me, Mr. Knight, I must go look for him. He is incredibly valuable.
You don't need to ask twice. I'm out of here. By the way, you might want to lock your door the next time they're closed.
Not a bad idea. Goodbye, Mr. Knight.
Mm-hmm. Okay, now we need to go back to the bookstore.
What happened to you?
Who, me?
Snake
Nothing.
attack.
Why?
You're kind of a pale green color. Come here.
Pale green, you say? Charming.
What's that on your face?
I'm sure you'll tell me.
Looks like a sparkly or something. Got it.
I love it when you pick stuff off my face, Grace.
Well, excuse me.
There's something in the...
I got a magnifying glass, this sucker. Not desk. Go away.
There's a snake scale in the ashtray.
Looks similar.
Tweezers.
In the tray.
Gabriel finds a snake scale in the ashtray. It's a souvenir from the museum's python.
Yep, and let's check that sucker out.
Gabriel magnifies the snake scale from the Voodoo Museum's python. It's a snake scale from the Voodoo Museum's python.
Maybe I need to combine. What was that?
He places the
don't know.
two scales together. The two iridescent scales are a perfect match.
Uh-huh. Is that a thing?
If, I don't know.
Are snake scales like a fingerprint or something?
I'm going out.
Don't hurry back on my account.
I won't. Let's go through this crap again. I think that they said that they were gonna add some like of the local color of New Orleans. So I guess that little bit of graffiti out there and the girls playing jump rope is what they're talking about. I don't know that does do much to add, but I guess it's nice that they tried.
Hey.
Knight, come on in.
Here.
I
snake
have these
scales.
two snake scales. One's from the crime scene at Lake Pontchartrain. The other's from a snake in the Voodoo Museum on Ursulines and Charters.
Is this common? Do they all look alike?
Not at all. They're both constrictor scales and the coloring is the same. A python's coloring is quite individualistic.
A
There you go.
python?
That's right. Hardly an indigenous snake to Louisiana. Somehow, some way, the Voodoo Museum's python was at the scene of the Lake Pontchartrain murder.
Well, I'd call that a lead, all right. It definitely suggests certain lines of inquiry at the museum. Not bad work, Knight. Okay, I'll reopen the case. I hate to admit it, but you've done some pretty good detective work here, Knight.
Well, you know what they
you.
say. Imitation is the sincerest form of flattery.
Well, point taken. Glad I could inspire you. I'll check around the department, but I have a feeling I'm on my own. I'll be in touch. Meanwhile, you stay out of trouble. I mean it.
I'll try.
Sure.
Thanks, bud.
Okay.
Now lay low and let me handle this.
Yeah, fine.
It is what we usually do. Lay low,
Uh-huh.
not interfere.
Don't do anything. Clearly, Mosley's got it all under control. Given that he has to flee his department. Definitely he could not use some help.